What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ame'rie, and this is Cooking for Beginners with Meals by Maya, a 30-day series where I teach you everything you need to know to be the best cook ever in 2026. And in today's episode, episode 6, we're breaking down how to cook the perfect chicken without drying it out. So let's get into the kitchen. Today we're going to be teaching beginners how to prep your chicken for both moisture and flavor. We're also going to be teaching you how to stop overcooking your chicken. Then we're going to break down what temperature means for your chicken. And then right at the end, I'm going to give you the tricks to make your chicken really juicy, okay? It's 2026, honey. That dry chicken era is over. That's 2025. We're getting into the juicy era, okay? So first things first, let's break down why chicken gets dry. The first reason is going to be overcooking. When you're overcooking your chicken, either on too high of heat or just too much time on the stove, you're causing the chicken muscles to contract, and that's pulling all of the moisture out of your chicken, and that's gonna make it not be juicy. The second reason can be due to not seasoning enough. A trick here is to use these guidelines for measuring out your seasoning. 1 tablespoon to every pound of chicken. The next reason can be due to uneven cutting. If you're cutting your chicken into pieces, they have to be even. If you have pieces that are bigger than the other, this will cause for uneven cooking. The thinner sections will cook faster than the bigger sections, which will cause overcooking for some of your chicken and then undercooking for the other side. So just make sure it's even. The next reason a lot of beginners have dried out chicken is because they're cooking on too high of heat. If you want your food to taste good, you have to take your time with it. Do not rush this process. If you're cooking your chicken on the stove, set your burner to medium-high heat. Now, the most crucial step is to let your chicken rest. Like I said, cooking takes time. If you want it to taste good, you have to be patient. Let your chicken rest once you're done cooking. Letting your chicken rest allows the muscle fibers in the chicken to relax. This is going to make your chicken so juicy. Then lastly, it's always good to remember that lean protein needs more help. Chicken breast is lean, so you have to assist with some of that moisture. Now that we know why our chicken might be drying out, let's get into a beginner seasoning method. This is very crucial to making that perfect chicken. The key here is to remember that seasoning is a part of the moisture control. The first step is to pat your clean chicken dry. This is going to remove all of that surface moisture so that your chicken can brown and get crispy. This is going to stop any steaming from happening and avoid any paleness or your chicken becoming rubbery. Then we're going to salt our chicken generously and let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. This is going to be a mini dry brine. Brining chicken is good when you want to make your chicken significantly juicier and more tender and flavorful. Once that 15 minutes is up, you're going to add in all of your other seasonings. Now that we've got our seasoning down packed, let's break down how to cut your chicken evenly so you can have that even cooking. If you're cooking with chicken breast, cutting your breast in half to make even cutlets is going to ensure even cooking, and it prevents the exterior from cooking faster than the inside of the chicken. If you want some uniform thickness, you can use a rolling pin or a meat mallet. This is going to tenderize your chicken by breaking down some of those tough muscles. And if you're feeling a little bit lazy, you can use the hack that I mentioned in my previous video, just some simple kitchen shears to cut up your chicken evenly. Now let's talk about beginner cooking methods. First, you're going to preheat your pan on medium-high heat. Then we're going to add in some neutral oil. This is going to be avocado oil for me, like I mentioned in episode 4. Now, if you're searing chicken, 2 to 3 minutes per side is perfect. And then you're going to lower that heat, cover, and let it finish cooking. Searing is good for that color and that flavor, and you want to finish on low so that the chicken stays juicy. Now, for if you're cooking in an air fryer, set your temp to 370 degrees Fahrenheit, 12 to 16 minutes depending on how thick your chicken is. The key here is to flip your chicken halfway through during that time. The air fryer is beginner proof, so cooking chicken in the air fryer is going to be so easy. Now, if you're baking chicken in the oven, for breast, you're going to cook it at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 to 25 minutes. For thighs, 400 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes. I personally love the oven because it's hands off and it just cooks itself. Now let's talk about temperature. This is one of the first things I had to learn myself as a beginner cook when I started to cook my chicken. Having a thermometer is really going to help you when you're learning how to cook chicken. You want to cook your chicken to 165 degrees internal. So the key here is to pull your chicken at 160 degrees and let it rest as it carries to 165 degrees. And you don't need an expensive thermometer. Find the cheapest thermometer you can. Just make sure that you have one so that you know what temperature your chicken is at. Now that we understand temperature, we need to understand resting equals juicy chicken. You have to let your chicken rest for 10 minutes. Do not cut it earlier than that. If you slice it right away, the juices are going to all run out. If you let it sit, it's going to stay in. Now let's talk about some flavor add-ins. Flavor add-in can be a butter base. This technique uses flavored butter to keep the chicken moist and flavorful, and it's going to result in a golden, juicy finished product. Then you can also squeeze some lemon juice on your chicken after it's done cooking. This is going to add a bit of tang and add a little bit of acidity to your chicken. And if you're looking for something sweet, you can add a bit of honey drizzle, or if you want to kick, you can add some Cajun seasoning. When it comes to seasoning, I like to use Italian seasoning, adobo seasoning for some of that quick flavor, onion powder, or garlic powder. All right, y'all, you know the drill. We have to break down the beginner mistakes so you know what to avoid when you're cooking chicken this year. If your chicken is burnt on the outside, raw in the inside, your pan is way too hot, honey. Next, you're moving your chicken too soon. You're tossing it around, flipping it. Let it cook. Don't rush the process. Then you are probably overcrowding your pan. Nothing is going to cook evenly if that pan has too much going on. Another common mistake is not resting. As I mentioned before, resting is so crucial and it's really going to make the chicken so juicy. Lastly, don't be scared of seasoning, okay? Especially with chicken. Season heavy-handedly, honey. Don't underseason. All right, y'all, now that your chicken is juicy and flavorful, I really feel like you're ready for the breakfast basics. So in the next video, I'm breaking down how to make the beginner-friendly omelet and crispy potatoes. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. And I will see you guys in the next episode.